What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and in this video I want to do a kind of broad analysis on the top dogs of the crypto markets. This video that I'm making is actually inspired by this post that I that I also made here recently. I'm trying to get the camera. There we go. The camera's good. Saying that I like to point out that if stablecoins weren't calculated into the rankings on CoinMarketCap, and I don't think they should be. Really, I don't. I think it's nonsense that they are. That Bitcoin Cash should be in the top 10 cryptos by now. I don't know. Shout out to you saying, why shouldn't stablecoins count? We're entering a stable future. At the very least, they need to be counted in market cap. I think they need to be counted. I think we should. And I agree. I agree with you here. You maybe just misunderstood what I was saying. I think we should calculate the stablecoins by market cap. I think that's an important metric to follow. I just don't think it should be considered in the rankings. Like maybe Tether, USDC, all the other states, they should be in their own market cap rankings, right? Like this, because USDC, USDT, they're effectively the same thing as dollars. And we don't have US dollars at the top of this list here, above Bitcoin, because it has a higher market cap or total value, whatever, right, in circulation. I just think USDC, but who cares? You know, we could argue about that all in all. The purpose of this video is not to argue. The purpose of this video is to analyze the top 10 coins. And because there are people like me and like Hammond who see things slightly differently, I went through and I took not just the top 10 coins, but the top 12 coins. Because if we took out USDC and USDT, the top 10 would include Bitcoin Cash and Hyperliquid. So I took all these top 12 coins, even the stable coins, actually, because I think there's something to learn from that. And I pulled up the dominance chart. So this is the dominance chart for every single corresponding thing. If you want the Hyperliquid dominance, it's hypeh.d. I don't know why. I think there's another crypto called Hype probably at one point. That's why. But anyways, we're going to start off, and I think we're going to find something interesting here, because what we're looking at, again, is the top 10 cryptos, top 12, and we're looking at their dominance in the crypto markets at a time when the crypto market as a whole has kind of dumped, where we're at this low point. So any of these coins that are doing well at these low points, that have only gained dominance, maybe they gained dominance because they dropped less than the rest of the market. Maybe they're gaining dominance because while the rest of the market's down, they're pumping first, they're getting some light. I think paying attention to the top dogs, the top 12 coins, the dirty dozen here, I think that is going to potentially help us determine which of these are going to be market leaders in the near future. So if that sounds good, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get into it. Let's actually do this. Look at that face. Look at that. Look at that frozen. Hold on. Let me see. There we go. Okay. Let's get the Bitcoin dominance, right? On the monthly scale. Oh, you know what? Another good one would have been is the others chart. We'll put the others chart up here as well. The others.dominance, I think that would have been a good one too, just so I get the market cap as a whole. Anyways, Bitcoin dominance has gone down this month. Right? And it's not down by much. It's only down by 0.9%. That's not bad, but it is down this month, right? Dominance has gone down, and while the rest of the market's gone down as well. It's odd, and in my time investing in crypto, I've never seen a market-wide crash like we've seen, and Bitcoin dominance goes down. Granted, it's not a tremendous drop, but still, Bitcoin's dropped more this month of November than the average altcoin has. It's kind of wild. And we're seeing that reflected here in the dominance. Ethereum dominance is also red. It's no surprise at all that USDT dominance has gone up. Because if the markets are going down, people are either selling their cryptos and getting out completely, or more likely, they're selling into stablecoins, USDT and USDC. So it makes sense that both USDT and USDC would see some growth. USDC is up 20% in dominance this month, right? Up at 2.5%. USDT is up 20% in dominance as well, up at about 6%. USDT with the clear lead in the market cap dominance of stablecoins. But here's what you don't normally see. You don't normally see Bitcoin dominance and Ethereum dominance down in a time when we're down. And then XRP's dominance is up. Right? XRP, you can see XRP dominance growing while Ethereum dominance and Bitcoin dominance is dropping. That can happen. But while the rest of the market's down, it's kind of interesting. So I think XRP, out of all these coins, because clearly you can't, I mean, you can invest in USDT or USDC, but you're just going to get staking rewards there, yield, right? Out of all the cryptos we've talked about so far, just Bitcoin and Ethereum, XRP is one to note as green. There's some dominance increasing here. In hardships, more market cap dominance has shifted toward XRP. That's something to mention. XRP, the top 3 coin, it's maybe top 4, depending on how you look at it, it's in good shape. It's in better shape, at least, I think, than Bitcoin or Ethereum has been, right? XRP. BNB, we go here, also down. USDC up, right? Solana is down. And then the next one that's up that I thought was interesting was TRX. And I'm actually very bullish on TRX. It makes a lot of sense that TRX is up because TRX, Tron, has the most amount, the majority of USDT is on the Tron ecosystem. So it's no mistake that Tron dominance is actually up 13% as of now, this month. So XRP and Tron both wants to watch. Doge is down a little bit. And by the way, all of these cryptos, even if they're red, they can still do phenomenal. They can still perform on average with the rest of the markets or even perform above average, maybe just below average, whatever. I think Dogecoin will see prices that are worth several dollars by the end of this cycle. I think that we'll see a $4 price or more. So just because it's red doesn't, and same thing with Ethereum, I think good things are coming, but the only ones that are green right now, and I think those are the ones to pay attention to, are XRP, Tron, not Doge, not Cardano. Cardano's actually dropped a lot. Cardano's dominance out of all these charts, have you noticed, is the one that's dropped the most, right? I think Ethereum's second. No. So Solana would be second, and then Cardano is the most, which that's actually kind of concerning. That might be a point of concern, just saying. No offense to the ADA gang. Hyperliquid has also lost dominance this month, right? And that's no surprise. There's a lot of competition in the hyperliquid space right now. But then the last one is Bitcoin Cash. And Bitcoin Cash dominance between XRP, Tron, and Bitcoin Cash, other than stable coins, those are the only ones that have moved up. And what I find interesting is that Bitcoin Cash is up the most. It's up 16%. Tron's up 13%, which is also pretty interesting this month. It's gained some dominance as well. And then XRP is up about 5%, right? XRP with the highest dominance so far. So it might have less of a percentage growth. But Bitcoin Cash, out of what we're doing here effectively is we're looking at the top 10 cryptos, excluding stablecoins. But again, I think including those was important just to show that in times that we're down, we typically do see stablecoins go up. Because most people don't sell Bitcoins for dollars, they sell them for stablecoins now, right? So it makes sense that stablecoins would go up. And I'm with you. I'm with you, I'm with you because we should calculate the market cap. I definitely think that that's valuable, and that's why we're looking at that here. But Bitcoin Cash, out of all of these cryptos, has not just gained in dominance, but has gained the most. ADA has not just dropped in dominance, but it's dropped the most, right? If you're looking at ADA and you're looking at this chart and you're thinking, that doesn't look good, I'm right there with you. If you're looking at the Bitcoin Cash chart and you're like, oh my God, that looks good, I'm right there with you. And furthermore, you look at the Bitcoin Cash dominance chart. Let's actually delete all these now. I want to look at the others chart. Right? We know they're all red except for BCH, Tron, and XRP. So I'm just going to delete the ones. Hey, look at that. The market cap dominance has gone up a little bit this month, 3%, 3.4%. So XRP is outperforming that. Tron is outperforming that, and so is Bitcoin Cash. That's nice to see. I'm going to delete this. We're going to delete this. I'm just going to go all the way back here to BNB. I'm just going to delete all these because I hope we don't need them. Okay, Bitcoin Cash, Tron, there we go. All right, just like that. This all should level out here in a second, but there we go. Let me make sure the small face is still on. Good. All right, here we are. So we're going to look at the XRP chart, the Tron chart, and the Bitcoin Cash chart now as a result of this, right? XRP dominance, if we're looking at this, we'll start first, right? Age before beauty. I guess technically Bitcoin Cash would be the oldest one out of these three. It hard forked in 2017, but its Genesis block shares the same as Bitcoin, so technically it is the oldest. But we're going to go with XRP. We'll go market cap before beauty. How about that? And this is a beautiful chart in itself. You can see the dominance here for XRP has been held down significant. I mean, it's been held down at this very significant point of resistance where you found resistance several times this cycle, found resistance back here in 2020 and here, and support here. You even found support back here. It's like XRP is in this giant block, and there's a resistance point. Well, I didn't draw that properly, did I? There we go. And there's a resistance point right in the middle of it, or a support point at times. Here, you're consolidating right below it. You're getting ready for something fierce. XRP's dominance right now is 4.3%, with the potential. I mean, imagine that you're in a multi-cycle year since 2019, it's been 6 years now that you've been consolidating under this point of resistance, and now you're really flirting with it. When you flirt, you get some penetration most of the time, or maybe not most of the time, depending on who you are. But you're probably going to get some penetration here, XRP. I think things are going to open up for you. Where are you going to go? It's been 6 years. Are you going to just do this? Are you just going to do this? You're probably going to see something that's pronounced. So for XRP, right, we're looking at XRP, Tron, and Bitcoin Cash as potential market leaders here because they are our top 10 cryptos that are all gaining dominance in these terrible times. They might be the safe havens, right? That's the thought. That's the thought. It's a good thought, I think. It's a good thought, I thought. We're probably going to move higher. And it's not going to be a small bit. It's going to be at least here where our most relative point of resistance is. That's a big amount. Look at what happened here. Back here. It was the same amount. And that's when XRP grew 400% in 1 month. Or maybe it was 2 months. Let me look back at that. Hold on. Let me double check that. Let me see here. 283%. Maybe it was Stellar Lumens that grew 400%. But still, you did 600% in 3 months. And technically less than 3 months. Pretty damn good. That happened the last time XRP saw a move like this, and that exact move is the exact distance between where we are now and where our next resistance point is. So it might make sense that when we break out of this, XRP is going to see some phenomenal growth. XRP is right on the brink of a breakout, guys. Phenomenal. Moving on, Tron, TRX. Also, kind of in a consolidation phase of its own too, right? Here, you've got this little box, and what's nice about this is you're resting right on top of a very serious point of resistance. You broke out, you've back tested. You're basically just like XRP, except here, you're on the top of this line instead of the bottom of this line. But XRP is doing it too. You're finding support right here at prior resistance. It's good structure. And Tron dominance likely goes up as well. We likely see Tron, TRX, move up to its next area, which is going to be somewhere around 1.6%. Imagine Tron's worth 1.6% of a Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's at $100,000. That would put Tron at, what, $160? Is that right? No, I'm sorry, 1,000, because 1% of 100,000 is 1,000, so it'd be $1,600. And then Tron, TRX, 1,600. Wait, whoa, okay, it's the market cap. I'm sorry, it's the market cap. It would be the market cap. I'm doing it wrong. Okay, so the market cap would be 1.6%. The price would be different. 1.6%. So if Bitcoin was at $100,000, that's roughly $1 trillion market cap. 1.6% of $1 trillion is that 10 billion? 10, is that 16 billion? Pretty sure that's what that is, right? Trillion. Because a tenth would be 100 billion. Yeah, so 16 billion. Tron right now is worth. So I'm doing my math wrong. Why can't I do this right? Hold on, let me think. Oh no, we're already at a trillion. Okay, it's 2 trillion. So then it wouldn't be, it would be 32 trillion. Okay, that's what it would be. We'd just double those numbers. 100,000 is 2 trillion. My bad. That was an honest mistake there. So Tron would see a $32 trillion market cap. From here, I mean that would promote what? That's another 6 billion from here. Out of 26, it's about a 20% pump. Those are good gains on a very high market cap coin like this. 20% pump here. That puts you basically back at your all-time highs, if not more. Tron would be breaking out into new all-time high territory with a standard retracement here. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit less excited for Tron, but it is something to note. I think this is one that gets overlooked a lot, and it's been probably one of the most bullish charts in crypto since 2020, right? It had one of the most tame bear markets, and it's had one of the most robust, tenacious bull markets. It's one of the only coins that's actually outperformed Bitcoin this whole cycle. And they house the most USDT out of any other chain out there. So again, a 20% pump might not be exciting, but a lot of people in this space talk about Bitcoin as a safe haven to invest, to limit your risk to the downside volatility. I think Tron, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you're risk adverse in crypto and you want to be risk adverse, you need some Tron in your portfolio. I think it just makes sense. Let's move on to Bitcoin Cash here. Bitcoin Cash dominance. Now this one, again, the Tron dominance chart looks great. It looks bullish, and so does the XRP one. But this one looks super bullish, man. This is very bullish stuff right here. Right? Obviously, this chart has been terrible. It's been one of the most bearish dominance charts we've looked at so far. But what we're doing now is different. It's a very bullish setup. Rounded bottoms, frying pans, saucer patterns, double bottoms. Double bottoms, not just a W pattern, right? Not just a W pattern here, but a W with an M in the middle of it, right? You see the difference, right? You've got that here, W with an M in the middle of it. These tend to be more powerful in my experience. And I've got 10 years of experience. That's not that much experience compared to some people in the space, not in the crypto space, but in like the charting world. But 10 years, you know, I've been around for a little while now doing TA. This is a very bullish setup. It's a very bullish setup. The rounded bottom itself is bullish, but the M pattern inside the W is very bullish. The growth that you're going to see here, when Bitcoin Cash dominance grows, it's not going to stop here. It's probably going to go to the next levels, and you're going to see some stupendous growth here. We've seen a lot of growth with these two moves here in Bitcoin Cash's existence, right? BCH USD. Both of these moments here, these large pumps, reflect this pump here and this pump here, where in 1 month Bitcoin Cash is up 170%. The next month here, 127%, and that was after a month where it was up 27%. So you grew, it says 127% this month, but really you grew overall like 200%, right? And this one says 169%, but really from a low to a high, you grew 261%. What we're about to see, what we're getting prepared for, will be larger than either of those moves. And on top of that, Bitcoin Cash, as far as the US dollar chart goes, you're in a very bullish setup, right? You're breaking out of this multi-cycle downtrend, right? Just this trend line. It's technically not a multi-cycle downtrend. Bitcoin Cash is no more in a downtrend than it is in an uptrend, right? Technically, you're in an uptrend now. You've got higher highs and higher lows, but that's not the point. Really, right now, you're in a consolidation phase. But you're consolidating on top of this consolidation phase, on top of this large consolidation phase, in which your dominance is about to double bottom, recover out of here. It looks phenomenal. It's really one of the most bullish reversal signals in crypto right now is this right here. And it's the Bitcoin Cash dominance chart. This means you're going to gain value versus everything, versus the majority of the market, including Bitcoin. You look at the BCH BTC chart, it's basically the same chart. There's a slightly lower low here, but it's basically the same exact chart. And I think this has some very serious prospects. We should, and I've done the math on this. You know, we've done it at length here because I talk about Bitcoin Cash quite often on this channel. With the push that we get higher, we should see Bitcoin Cash go all the way up to prices that are anywhere from about $2,300 to $4,300, and I'm thinking probably closer to $4,000 personally, or higher. We might be even more bullish. Who knows? Maybe we're not bullish enough. But that's all I got. I just wanted to get on here and show you guys the top 10, including stable coins, the top 12. Show you the dynamics that are at play and which ones out of all of these are gaining dominance in these hard times. Tron, XRP, and Bitcoin Cash very well could be ones to watch. And Tron's chart might be the least sexy of the three, let's be fair, but it's the most safe. And sometimes what's safe, you might not like that minivan, but it's the most practical thing, and it might cause you less hardships than your Ferrari does, right? You're not gonna wreck your car trying to race your friends in your minivan. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's a bad analogy, but just using that point there. Sometimes what's safe, it's not sexy, and that's okay. The point of an investment is for it to be safe, is for it to grow. And if you're invested in Tron, it's definitely been doing that all cycle. Bitcoin Cash and XRP might have the sexier looking charts, but they've been very boring for the past year, where Tron's at least had some steady growth, you know, just in comparison. But out of all of them, I'd definitely be the most excited about Bitcoin Cash. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but out of all the cryptos, if you're a risk averse person, like you're the type of person to put most of your funds into Bitcoin BTC because that's the safe play, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. But I think at this point, you need some skin in Tron, Bitcoin Cash, and XRP. I think if you're risk averse, it just makes the most sense. The dominance charts look good. The price charts look good for all of them. It just makes sense. I'm not saying sell your Bitcoin for these three. If you did that, though, it'd probably be a smart idea. But I'm going to end with that note. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.